News article, Unions and Lawmakers Criticized for Inaction on Workers' Compensation Reform. Title, Unions and Lawmakers Under Fire for Neglecting Federal Reform in Workers' Compensation by Darren Ray Fonso. Date, January 11, 2024. In a significant lapse in the fight for labor rights, unions and key lawmakers, including prominent figures such as Senator Bernie Sanders and Senator Patty Murray, are facing increasing scrutiny for their inaction regarding federal oversight in workers' compensation. This report delves into the impact of this neglect and the growing calls for urgent reform. The U.S. workers' compensation system, with its patchwork of state-level regulations, has long been criticized for its failure to provide consistent and adequate protection to injured employees. Despite long-standing calls for federal intervention, particularly following the U.S. Congressional Research Service reports in 2015 and 2020, significant action has been notably absent. Unions and lawmakers, historically at the forefront of advocating for workers' rights, have been criticized for their limited engagement on this critical issue. The lack of prominent advocacy from figures like Senators Sanders and Murray is especially conspicuous, given their influential roles in shaping labor policy. Injured workers across the country share harrowing experiences of navigating a flawed system, characterized by insufficient compensation and daunting legal challenges. These personal stories highlight the dire need for a cohesive federal standard in workers' compensation. Advocates for injured workers are now demanding decisive action. They called for immediate and vocal support from Senators Sanders and Murray, along with a broader commitment from labor unions to campaign actively for federal standards in workers' compensation. The report underscores the importance of this reform for equitable treatment and protection of American workers. The prolonged silence and inaction of unions and lawmakers on federal oversight and workers' compensation represent a glaring oversight in the struggle for labor rights. Addressing this long-standing issue remains an urgent and unaddressed need as the nation continues to confront various labor challenges.